We're going to be dealing with some snowfall overnight, and then we're going to be dealing with some Arctic air. So yes, definitely looking and feeling much more like winter. That's what we've been expecting for February. There's a quick look at your almanac, and again, the number's not too far off the averages, but we're going below average. Trust me, there's a week or two of below average temperatures coming our way. And for the snowfall, 1 inch for the snow depth. It will be interesting to see what that number reads tomorrow night at this time. Hopefully it may be a little closer to maybe 4 or 5 inches of snow depth, because we could pick up a couple of inches of snow around the Twin Cities metro area. Now, again, I want to point out that they did expand the winter storm warning in pink there. It does extend across central Minnesota into western Wisconsin, and it does hit much of the I-94 corridor. I put the interstates on there so you kind of see whereabouts we're expecting that little band of that heavier snowfall. Widespread 2 to 6 across your winter weather advisory. I think around the Twin Cities, 3 to 4. I think that'll be a very common snowfall number. 2 to 4 as you drop a little further south, Dakota County, Scott County. So again, this is going to be one of the bigger snow events we've had this season. Is this a big Minnesota winter storm? No, we've had much worse than this. But again, just pointing out that it widespread 2 to 6 in this kind of this blue band here. It will extend to the southwest part of Minnesota, and that's where we're starting to see some of that snow beginning to pick up. But you can clearly make out, again, that pretty intense snowfall north of Menominee, extending all the way towards Alexandria and likely carrying even further into the Dakotas, North Dakota primarily. But you can see how the snow is starting to pick up back to the southwest. We've seen a pretty good band again north of I-94. Forecast models and what's happening are really coming together, and you can see there's already problems on the roads. Blue is going to be partially covered, and that's pretty common when you start things out. But there are some areas where you're going to see some pretty decent snow-covered roads, and likely we're going to find a lot more pink across the area, at least into the early hours of tomorrow. So the snow band continues to press further and further to the east and starts to pick up that intensity about 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. around the Twin Cities. As you move from 6 a.m. to noon, things start to taper off, and then finally tapering off into those evening hours. As far as the temperatures are concerned, single digits are starting to move in from the northwest. 20s out ahead of this Arctic air. And checking out your 7-day forecast, you can see, yes, we have some much colder temperatures coming up in the next several days. Sub-zero overnight lows, single digits and teens for highs. And then this time next week, we could be talking about our next round of snow, Julie.